Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here with Money Monday, and we are here to get your mind right. We are living a good life in the studio. Good morning. I am sitting here jamming in the studio. I don't know about y'all listening, but if you didn't know what was going on, we have our new theme song. I want to say congratulations to Leroy Hill. He submitted his brother's song, Travis Hill, Trumpet Black. It was The Good Life. I think it was ordained by God. You know that Trumpet Black passed away about 7 months ago, and he had, a rough time in life, and he had turned his life around. And so he went to Leroy, and he was like, let's put together an album. So they put together an album. He put together different songs about, his life and, his journey. And he made a song, The Good Life. I am actually in studio with Telly Medina, my partner in voting, which I'm kind of shocked that he's actually in the studio for the
don't
first
come
one
for
of
me
the
in
year.
2016.
So I'm really
please.
excited that he's here. But anyway, when I told him the winner in the song was Trumpet Black, he's like, how'd you get Trumpet Black? What are you talking about? I said, God. What are you talking about?
To associate
I am
you and
so
God
excited.
is a lot. This is not Super Sunday.
I am really
please
excited.
Stop all this
It
dancing
is absolutely
in
Super
studio.
Sunday. I have new theme music. It's a new year. It's the year of the yes. We have a great show for you today. I'm really, really excited. Ken Barnes will be here a little bit later in the show. We're going to go through 16 things you should say goodbye to in 2016 so you can say yes to yourself. Because this is the year of the yes. I have new theme music. I'm saying yes. I'm going to take it to the next level. We're going to take everything to the next level. It is the year of the yes. It is the year of us. Because if you don't say yes for you, who else is going to say it?
I don't know.
Nobody. That's
say
the
yes
point.
To money, happiness, family.
All of the
Not
above.
all your family. Some of them.
But the first thing you have to do to say yes to yourself is get your mind right. But I know there's one thing. There's something before we go into everything. How was your New Year? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Things are good. Pop firecrackers, fireworks. Oh, I live in Orleans Parish.
Inside
I'm
L,
not
right?
supposed to say. No, I was, yes.
No, you didn't.
My kids had a good time doing it.
You had the sparklers, right?
Absolutely. That's what I meant.
The sparklers.
And so we Happy New Year to all my family and friends. I hope we do it bigger and better in 2016. 2015 was tough at times, a great learning lesson. But if 2015 was an opportunity to plant, well, then 2016 should be your harvest. So I'm looking forward to it.
So you're ready to sow?
I've already sown. I'm ready to reap.
Oh, okay. So you're right. You've sown the seeds.
I've already sown the seeds. I'm ready to reap.
Look, I'm so excited this morning. If y'all don't hear, I'm living a good life, living a good life. I am so excited about this song. And I'm going to have Leroy back in the studio, and so we can really delve into, his brother's music, his story, and everything else. So I'm gonna invite him back so we can get the full story. We got the short version last year, and so I want to also thank Mark Robb out of California for everything that they've done with submitting the songs and everyone who entered, because I really did have a host of songs, and I really had to kind of narrow it down to two. So I want to thank everybody. And if you go to the Good Life Radio Show on any of the platforms, it would be Twitter and Facebook that you can actually go listen to either one of the songs, but you can listen to them either there or on Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com/The Good Life Radio Show. You can hear both songs there, and you can download them, and you can hear the entire version. And so, when you're jogging, getting your mind right, or whatever you want to do, you can live the good life, live the good life. So you can have the song too. So I'm really excited. And then I know they're going to debut his album a little bit later in the year, so you can get the full Trumpet Black album. And when they do, they're going to come right back here on The Good Life and let us know about it. So Telly, the year of the yes. What are you saying yes to this year?
Voting.
That's what we do this for.
We talk about voting. I want people to, John Bel Edwards is getting sworn in next Monday. I won't be here. I'm doing something that Oliver Thomas is already currently doing, and I'll be traveling to Israel.
Wait, no, you can't just roll over that.
Yes.
You're traveling to where?
Israel.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to Mississippi. You're not. You're a whole ocean away.
A whole ocean away.
Well, how did this take place? Because that's the year of the yes. Talking about going somewhere.
Very much
putting a stamp in your passport.
Putting a stamp on the passport, but going with a group called AIPAC, which is the American Israeli Public Affairs Council, in conjunction with AEIF, which is American Israeli Education Fund, and an opportunity where they bring approximately 15 to 20 young African Americans from around the country.
That's amazing.
Some who are
And
elected
they chose you?
officials. Ain't that a blessing?
I was about to say it's an honor.
But God is able,
There
ma'am.
you go.
But
See, you thought I was going to go left. I wasn't
know.
going left.
Well, I
wasn't
don't
going
trust
left.
you. So, but what I did I told my sister, said, fat kid from North Prairie, Columbus, 7-1 boy,
so silly.
having an opportunity to do something really amazing and great, to learn in regard to, where we are with Israel and Palestine and that conflict, to have briefings from the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff and their team, to learn more about something that they have been fighting and dealing with for a very long time, as you know, what has happened when you've heard the Gaza Strip of the West Bank. Please pray for me, and I know some family and friends are somewhat nervous because of some of the conflicts they've had over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and even on last week. But as one of my favorite scriptures in Psalm 56 suggests in verse 12 that we shouldn't fear anything. And so having an opportunity to be a part of that and be a part of the process seems ordained for 2016 and where we transition that from 2015. So for all of the campaigns that I've ever been a part of has been a build-up from number 1 through number 58, and it's definitely a part of this process, and I am honored to have a chance to represent the city that I love and the state that I care about so greatly in this trip.
I don't think they could have chosen a better representative of New Orleans, especially in our age group. Thank you so much. I know that you're going to represent us well.
Absolutely.
And I know you're going to come right here back to the Good Life and tell us everything that happened first.
We'll see, but I mean,
What do you mean we'll see? You have to tell us.
The
things that you can tell us.
But
I will say that.
here's the thing: for every church that you've ever been in your entire life, and you hear about the first, the second, the third day he rose, to have an opportunity to go to what is essentially considered to be Mount Calvary, and to have a chance to stroll through Jerusalem and the Sea of Galilee, which is a place where, Jesus walked, that will be incredible.
Well, I'm sorry.
We're singing Kanye, really?
I know. Well, see, we didn't have it this morning because we have our new theme song by Trumpet Black. I am so excited. If you missed the intro, you missed it, but you will hear it during the breaks too as well.
Absolutely. But and how this, I guess, pulls back to the thing that we talk about in voting. On next Monday, we have a chance to do something different from the state of Louisiana. I am sorry that I will not be here to see our new governor get sworn into office, and also with our legislature, which I know that they're still working through. Hopefully it will be State Representative Walt Leger, or Speaker Pro Tem Walt Leger, will have an opportunity to become the Speaker of the House, which will be incredible for the city of New Orleans. And so, the thing I would say about New Orleans in 2016 and a fresh start, we have elected some representatives who are here, and we hold them to high esteem and high task. In 2016, we can't become dismayed or pushed away because of our murder rate. We know that it is at the top of our mind every time that I have to take Telly Jr. To school or to a park or anywhere, and Eileen has to take her 12-year-old, I know your son's name, I was giving a parallel to her 12-year-old man-child, Aiden. Somewhere that you have to be, terribly concerned about what's going on with black men. And how does that round?
For real though.
And to be, seriously concerned about it. So I hope that in 2016, even though voting is significant, you have to have the participatory process, and following up, which is why I coach at Norman Playground and Eileen invest at Harrell Park, and how we have to be holistic about the way that we try to nurture black men in this town and not be afraid. They're having issues all across the country. They're having issues of racism and classism.
Seriously. And
as we say that we have faith and truly believe in our Maker, it is important that we take that time to believe in ourselves. And we can't just vote. Voting is significant. It's deathly important. And it literally, deathly, put connotations that are important. But 2016, we should do a lot better, and we should push forward for our city and our region, make some money, eat some crawfish, love your family, have a cold one, go to church, and, Mardi Gras coming too.
Some beignets. with it being the year of the yes, and I know that we are really going to be focusing on in these next couple of weeks. I know you'll be out of town, but in these next couple of weeks, the financial status of our state, because they're going back into session. And so we need to start saying yes to ourselves and yes to paying attention to what's going on.
Absolutely.
And because this is real, these decisions and these votes are really going to be pressed upon us for years to come.
Absolutely. And consider, some time ago into the Jindal administration, we lost something called the Stelly Plan. It would be too difficult, not too difficult, but it would take a little while to explain it. But let's just say we lost a major revenue base as a portion of that. The Stelly Plan taxed individuals who had higher incomes rather than some of the folks who had some of the lower incomes. Now, our budget shortfall for 2016 may be $876 million, and I may be off, but that's what I've heard over some possible projections and how we plug that hole. If you are a teacher and you have not talked to your principal or higher up to your superintendent about what are the dollar allocations going to be for 2016, what is the MFP, which is funding that is allocated per pupil in school systems, significantly important. If you're at the NORD playground, what are going to be the resources that we get from the state in order to fund projects that are happening with NORD in order to move our youth programs forward will be significant coming up in legislative session. If you are individuals who are doing mental health or if you're dealing with health care, will we take full advantage of the Affordable Care Act so that we can help get some, I believe the statistic is 56,000 people within some of the local areas, more health care that they need. And some of that Obamacare money doesn't just consist of primary health care, but also happens with mental health. The thing that we hear, which
is something that we really need to.
The thing that we hear about the city of New Orleans, and it always goes back to you seeing that older black gentleman on St. Charles Avenue who was waving a knife and dealing around with police, and with the kind of context of which we started talking about mental health. We know that is critically important to what is happening in Sheriff Guzman's jailhouse, because a good portion of those folks are folks that need medicine or need help. And you just have to be quite honest. There's some people who need help to get by. I mean, I need help to get by sometimes, let alone having an opportunity to talk with somebody about it. And nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that. We all need help at some point.
We all need help at some point in time. And so that we should not turn to things that are the vices of our society in order to get by. But with that said,
but when you have so many people that turn their back, sometimes you feel that that's your only outlet. And so if we don't pay attention to these things and we turn our back to these problems, that's their only option.
I was talking with
because it invites them in.
I was talking with Senator David Heitmeyer last week, casual conversation, right? And he is, moving on to, he did not run for re-election, and he suggested that for individuals, he's an optometrist, and I have on my glasses, that's where I go, that for the individuals who cannot see, sometimes are 8 times more likely, kids who have vision problems in school, to be disruptive in class, to not have the opportunity to get arrested as a first-time offender in comparison to individuals who can see, and have a tendency not to learn. That essentially would be almost similar to a disability, but we are not taking full advantage of programs like Medicaid for younger folks or people who may not have resources, or Medicare, which may be for older folks, so that we can take care of some of the things that are bare essentials for working class or even poor people: the ability to see, the ability to hear, the opportunity then to read and be able to communicate for ourselves.
I'm going to give you a short story because we have to go into break. I'm going to give you a short story about how this really is effective. My son, Aiden, he hears on 40 decibels, which is baseline hearing impaired. And so if they're checking you, they'll say, oh, he passes. But it just kind of depends on the tone and depends on the day. So long story short, in 3rd grade, he's the tallest child in the class. Where do you put him?
In the back of the room.
In the back of the room. Right now, he had always gone to get his ears checked, and he passes, generally speaking. So he got in trouble more that year because the teacher thought he was ignoring her. Because if his back was turned to her or to the side and he wasn't looking at her, he didn't necessarily hear her voice. Now, with your mother, you're going to hear her all the time because it's your mother. But I never really had that situation.
He shouldn't hear you all the time.
But his teacher was, and he got in the most trouble. And so, it became like a big hoopla. I was at the school. I was like, you're bullying my child. It was really a hot little mess. Let's put it that way. And so let's put it this, long story short, the next year, he was on the schoolyard and his back was facing the teacher, his new teacher, a guy, a male teacher. And what I think is very important for our black young men to have a male teacher. He got in trouble for not listening and not responding to the teacher. So he told me, and I was like, what? So he got in trouble, and he did the same thing the next day. And I said, well, this isn't like Aiden, you know. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get his ears checked. Do you know, we went and we got the information from the doctor. But I am a parent who's paying attention and involved. But they have children who, you know, maybe are on that decibel or on that 40 decibel, who just don't get that same level of care and who grow up not knowing they have these issues or don't have the funds to take care of these issues. And so therefore, what do we have?
That's why voting all the way down to what is happening with your practical life is so significant. So we'll continue to talk about it in 2016. Hope that folks have a great start to their year.
Yes.
And we will see how it will be the confluence for our lives. So wish me luck in Israel.
Yes, we will wish
that
you
I
luck.
get back safe. And I'm looking forward to talking
Prayers
to
are
you
up.
more.
And we will see you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back.
Gentili Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabout for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Mirabeau in Gentili.
Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune in to The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
You're on the move and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R LNR Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with LNR Security today.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to get your mind right. We are here on Money Monday, and we are going to discuss 16 things, yes, for 2016, things that you can say goodbye to, so you can say yes to yourself. We are here on the line with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. Good morning, Kenneth. Welcome to The Good Life.
Good morning.
Did you notice something a little bit new this morning, Kenneth?
What's that?
Ah! Kenneth, come on out. It's our theme music. It's by Trumpet Back Travis Hill.
That is hot.
I'm really excited. Thank you to Leroy Hill, Travis Hill's brother, for submitting the song. He has won, and so we're really excited, and we're going to have him back on the show, and we're going to discuss what the good life is to him and how we can help, move Trumpet Black's music on and really, celebrate his life. But we need to celebrate our lives as well. And so in order to do that, these are 16 things that we need to kind of say goodbye to so we can say yes to ourselves. I found this in collectiveevolution.com, and it was just so inspiring. It actually wasn't financially related. The article was really kind of just about things that you should change about yourself. But once I really kind of focused on the financial aspect of it, I was like, this is perfect for what we need to do. It's a perfect show for 2016 and to open our minds to living differently in the world so we can create generational wealth so we can live the good life. Kenneth, when you saw number one, what did you say?
You know what? You was right on the money. And I woke up with that on my mind this morning. And number one was key. Because it begins right there.
Number one, running from your problems. You cannot run from something forever. And believe it or not, the longer you run from something, the more difficult it becomes to face. 2016, we are no longer going to run from our money problems. We're going to face them head on because that's good life. Kenneth, how important is it for us to face our money problems head on and stop running from them?
Very important. One of the best analogies I normally use in a scenario like this is like a toothache. The longer you put that off, you went from getting a filling to a root canal.
That's true.
Handle it up front.
Handle it all up front. But that's so, this is the year of the yes. We're going to say yes to ourselves. We're going to tackle everything. We're going to put it in the past, and we're going to move forward with a lighter load, with hopefully not a load at all. But I was actually looking at it was on Facebook, and I need to find the article, but it was this couple who got married, and they had a little bit over $50,000 in debt. And so the gentleman was very aware of financial planning. So he put together a plan that they would be debt-free debt-free in a year, and they were. He said they, put themselves on a tight budget, but in a year they were done, and so they were now debt-free at the beginning of the year. And I thought that was an amazing story, and how they did not run away from their problems. They planned it out, and in a year they were done. So, kudos to them. Because number 2, you got to stop lying to yourself and others about your money problems. I was like, Lying is, they say, the most naturally cumulative process. What starts as simple and a small lie quickly spirals to an entirely false reality, where the biggest factor is preventing you from sharing the truth. If it's with your spouse, sometimes these are the hardest conversations, but you have to be upfront with your spouse or anyone that you deal with that has to deal with your money problems or your money situation. Let's stop calling it a problem. Your financial road to success. There we go, Kenneth. I like that better.
I like that.
We're going to be honest about our financial road to success. Go ahead.
It's amazing because right now, if you're lying to you and then lying to other people around you, and you know what? This is very realistic in a lot of lives. One may be a spender, or one may spend on things or have secret accounts. It's hard you have to have integrity. Now, it can be challenging, too, when you have two different viewpoints. In the scenario you just shared with us, clearly that family had one common goal. When you have two different goals going on, it can come to agreement on one plan. It makes it very challenging as well. So you want to be able to kind of have that open line of communication as much as possible, but want to be upfront with everything as well.
Whew. And I know these are hard conversations, but in 2016, we're going to say yes to ourselves. So we're going to take these head on one by one, and we're going to live the good life, y'all. We are. Number 3, letting the fear of making a mistake stop you from doing something. Mistakes certainly can be a frustrating experience, but never are they worth holding yourself back from doing something you feel compelled to do. In our financial lives, we really need to, stop being like, oh, well, I took this risk, so I'm never going to take another one. Learn from that mistake, figure out what you did wrong, and move forward. That is the good life. We're never going to grow if we get comfortable. Ken?
Fear, Eileen, is the biggest enemy to your goals and your dreams.
I know. Release the fear, y'all. Say yes to yourself.
And not only not the fear of failing, the fear of doing something different. It's very uncomfortable. It's like starting a new school. You don't want to leave your new friends, meeting new people, new teachers. You don't know where anything is. It's very uncomfortable. Fear is the number one reason why people procrastinate.
Absolutely. Fear is what holds us back in so many different areas of our lives. When you really sit down and think about it, and I had this conversation over this past weekend during the holidays. We were talking about, things that go on in people's life, and why can't, a lot of small businesses make that jump. It's fear. And we'll pick and choose, and, people say they make excuses, but those excuses are really a fear. Nobody wants to do badly. Nobody wants to not grow. You have a fear or an anxiety that's holding you back. But let's break through those barriers so we can all live the good life, because that's what it's all about. We want to grow generational wealth. We want to, have sustainable incomes. We want to be able to go on vacations and chill. Y'all, you got to visualize it. You got to want it. You got to break through those ceilings if you're going to do it. So let go of the fear. Moving on to number 4. Ooh, Kenneth, I love this one. Comparing yourself to others, whether it's an iconic figure or even a friend or coworker. Many of us have a natural tendency to compare ourselves or our circumstances to another. Stop comparing your financial circumstance to someone else. Your financial circumstance is yours and yours alone. Your financial road to success is going to be different than other people's road to success. Somebody may do it in bonds. You may do it in stocks. Somebody may do it, this way, that way, or the other. You have to find what works right for you and go with it, and stop comparing yourself. And if you've done something in the past,
frustration
let
comes
it go.
From that too.
Wait, go ahead.
And then your frustration is going to come in from that as well. And number 4 was big. When I was reading that one, Eileen, I want to make sure we're clear too. Don't be a hater.
Oh, for real.
You can inspired by someone else and what they're doing, be inspired, but don't become a hater. Haters, I think that's the worst problem in the world right there. Hate,
yes, because we're trying to steal other people's joy. We are. When you're miserable, what do? You go look to find somebody else to commiserate with you. Why? Be miserable all by yourself. Stop going, seriously, you become an energy vampire. When you're an energy vampire, know it and stay to yourself until you recharge. Stop going steal somebody else's joy. Seriously. The grass is, not always greener on the other side, but we always want to peek across the fence and see. Stay in your
That's
own
right.
lane, stay in your own backyard, get yourself together because that is a good life. Stop comparing yourself to other people because generally when you find out what basket of problems that they're dealing with, you don't want their problems anyway. So stop
That's
comparing
right.
yourself to
That's
others,
right.
right?
That's right.
Number 5, stop totally living for something in the future, whether it's something as temporary as an upcoming vacation or permanent as retirement. Living for something in the future is great for one key thing, preventing us from living right now. Because Kenneth, we talk about it all the time, and yes, we want to plan financially and be, mindful. But they have people who, and we've had this conversation, Kenneth. We have people who have like, oh, I've saved this all my life. I've been a miser. I haven't done anything. I haven't, used anything on myself. And then as soon as they retire, they have an illness or something. And then they have all this money saved up. They haven't done anything, to make themselves happy in their lives. And then, they have a short amount of time on this earth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it's important to be able to balance that out where you're treating yourself along the way. While you're working on your long-term goals, you want to have a budget line in there to treat yourself. We talked about that too, 10% to be able to splurge on you every month.
It's just like, I don't want to say a diet because some people are really good about diets, but it's just like, having that day off and you look forward to that day off, when you have a new exercise plan or a new diet plan or whatever the plan may be. And if it's your financial plan, you look for that day off and maybe it's just going to the movies with the family or whatever it may be going, you've saved up and you're taking a 1-day trip for the weekend in Alabama, Mississippi, something close, but it's something. And, treat yourself to something. Don't, totally, cut yourself out because that's not the good life. Who wants to live like that? That's not fun. Number 6, trying to get people to feel sorry for you. Nobody likes negative Nancy or pessimistic Peter. Yet so many of us regularly make a habit of sharing nothing but the unpleasant or unfavorable. As nice as it can feel at one level to receive sympathy from another person, we all know it does absolutely nothing to change the situation that we're complaining about. Stop complaining. This is the year of the yes. Stop complaining. If all you're spewing is negativity, what do you expect to come back to you? Positivity? No, it'll become back negative. Stop complaining. It's a killer. Literally.
Absolutely. And you know what? Get around people that's going to encourage you. Get around courageous people that go for it.
Yes. What do we talk about all the time? Surround yourself with the 5 people that you hang around are a reflection of yourself. And surround yourself with 5 people, in my opinion, who are smarter than you. So at least you can make a come up. Right? You're laughing, but I'm serious.
Yeah, we're laughing, but these are very serious topics. And I'm
Right.
laughing because we all can relate to this.
Yes.
Every single one of these line items we can relate to. This is real life scenarios. That's why I love this show.
Well, this is what we're going to do in, 2016. We're going to open our mind to living differently in the world. This is the year of the yes. And so we are going to start paying attention to these things so we can say yes to ourselves and yes to our financial statuses and our roads to success. Number 7, trying to relive or make up for your past. Y'all, it does not work. Your past does not define you, and that applies whether you look upon it favorably as something you wish you could forget or something that you wish you could forget. As fun or torturous as reminiscing can be at times, in the end, nothing truly matters outside of this moment. Rather than preoccupy yourself with a comparison to another point in time, why not try giving all of your energy and attention to the one that is right in front of you? You can live in the past if you want to, but you will continue to live in the past. People who are like, oh, I reminisce on old times. Remember back in the days? Yes, have your moment and let it go. You are here in the now. What is working now? What do you need to change? How can you say yes to yourself?
The
Say
biggest
yes.
ways to move forward from your past is, one, to forgive others and also forgive yourself. And let's go forward.
I find that to be the hardest one, Kenneth, forgiving yourself, and especially for maybe a financial mistake or getting yourself with maybe a credit card debt or, buying something that you shouldn't have bought or maybe, overextending yourself with your house purchase or I don't know, whatever, or paying too much for all of your holiday presents and now it's January and you're like, oh man, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You can't do anything about that right now. The past is the past and the past is the past for a reason. So let it go, figure out a plan to change the future. And what are you going to do right now? Well, right now you can, listen to The Good Life. You can get your mind right and you can open your mind to living differently in the world and you can really focus on your financial success for this year and say yes to yourself. Let it go. It's the past. And last but not least for this segment, number 8, putting things off for the eternal tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. This one could alternatively be called being lazy, and more than likely it's the one that plagues the largest percent of us. Laziness is a lethal pandemic, and it has been stood up before, but still manages to hold its ground a lot more often than we probably would like. Remembering that there's no time like the present is what we need to do to get our mind right. And one of those things is budget, y'all. We really need to stop putting it off for tomorrow and sit down with the budget today. Kenneth, hello, budget.
That's huge. That is huge, because guess what? The procrastination, 2016 is here. Before long, we'll be saying 2017, and that's how it's been happening. We've been putting things off since 2003, 2004. If you look at some of those goals, we've been saying that for almost a decade. So today is the day.
Today is the day. It is the year of the yes, and we are discussing 16 things since it's 2016 that you should say goodbye to so you can say yes to yourself. These are financial ways to get your mind right so that you can live the good life. We will be right back after these wonderful messages, right?
That's right.
Because we live in a good life.
Listen to the New Orleans Imperative, the only radio show in New Orleans that focuses on public education. Every Monday, 10 a.m., listen in, hear the real news, the New Orleans Imperative.
Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune into The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
You're on the move, and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years, and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Gentili Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabout for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Marabout in Gentili.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday. We are here on Money Monday with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. Good morning, Kenneth. How are you?
Good morning. I'm loving our new music. That is real New Orleans right there.
Are you? You feeling it? Yeah, because we're living a good life, living a good life. So I am so excited. Our new music is by Trumpet Black. It is on his new album that is not even out yet. We are hot. We are the good life. We are, we are on that. I can't even get it. I'm just so excited. I don't know what to do with myself. So that was Travis Hill, Trumpet Black, The Good Life. It was submitted by Leroy Hill. They are the winners of our new theme song. And so, of course, we'll be taking The Good Life to different levels and, opening ourselves up to living differently in the world. This is the year of the yes, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're discussing here on Money Monday 16 things that you should say goodbye to in 2016, yes, 16 things for 2016, so you can say yes to yourselves. And we're going to say yes to ourselves. Number 9, we're going to stop blaming things outside of ourselves. Stop blaming things that are outside of our control, because the only thing that we can control is ourselves. We can't control interest rates. We can't control when certain things are due, but there are certain things that we can control. So we want to stop blaming ourselves for things that are outside of our control. Even though we all do genuinely find ourselves as the victim to a person or circumstance from time to time, we usually and inaccurately point the blame elsewhere far more too often. So let's start focusing on the things that we can take care of. Kenneth?
I'm totally with you, and I've been guilty of that.
Me
where
too.
I blame other people, and it slowed me down. Because I kept blaming them. Even though it's right what I was saying, I needed to let it go and move on.
Yep, exactly. Me too. Trust me. You will always know the true cause behind the grandest lie, and not living up to it will never be the easier path to travel. Own up to what you have caused or what is really holding you back, and you might find yourself a lot more in control of your own reality and even more comfortable in your own shoes. And a lot of times, at least for me, when I really sit down and think about it, it was my own thought process. It was my thought process, and it wasn't necessarily the thought process of now. It was a thought process that was embedded years ago. And I literally had to start reprogramming myself, because when you reprogram your mind in every aspect of your life, especially financially, because people want to have this dance with money in their finances. Everybody wants to say money, it's hard. You have to strive and work, and it's all this other stuff. It doesn't have to be that way. But because we have really programmed ourselves to think so it is, right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
So we want to start changing our mind to living differently in the world. Because, Kenneth, for you at this point in life, money is fun, right?
You know what? It is fun, but it got to be always treated with respect. And it plays a role in everything. The way you treat your money, the way you treat other people, doing the right things, because it's karma. It's what you attract into your life as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to preserve your relationships, your money, your personal relationships, your business relationships, preserving, like you said, reprogram, because it's not about just getting money. It's who you have to become first that would allow you to get money and more money.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that, Kenneth, because number 10 is letting the past define how you think of others. Let's just say, for a moment, think of how you were 15 to 20 years ago. 10, let's just say 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Are you the same? Were you a different person?
Totally.
Right. How are you different today? Well, I hope I'm a little bit more mature, maybe 1%. But I'm saying we are different people then. And if people in your life, and you treat people in your life the way they were 5, 10, 15 years ago, how do you ever move forward?
That's right. That's exactly right. Just like you want everyone to be able to kind of treat you differently, and you want to be able to also give that same courtesy, and also give that grace and that patience with other people, because people have been patient with you.
Right. Let's just say your parents, when you were 20,
that's right.
How did they treat you when you're 20? Now, what if they continue to treat you that same way when you're 40? That doesn't work. You're laughing, but I'm serious, Kenneth. There are a lot of people who are nodding their heads because they're still living the same relationship with their parents that they had when they were 20. They're living it now.
It's so funny. What made me laugh is that I thought about, what if my mom was still holding me not taking the garbage out, and that was my only job for a while, every week. And she had to keep telling me, you didn't take the garbage out. So I just started laughing, because I'm like, it's true. If you hold on to that.
No, exactly. Now, what if your mother is still upset? Do you remember that one time when you took too long to take the garbage out, and there was something leaking, and when you took it out, it got all over my carpet and it stunk up the house for a week? Seriously, it's 20 years later, and at Thanksgiving and Christmas, she's bringing this up. Like, you're really so angry about this? There's someone out there who is relating to this. I know.
Totally.
Yes. At what point are we going to stop doing that? Because we do this, we have to bring it, we had to bring it home so you can see the situation. But if you do this with yourself, and you treat yourself like this in a financial way, you're never going to move forward. If you keep beating yourself up for something that happened in the past, and you keep beating up others for something that happened in the past, let's just say your significant other, they made a bad decision 5 years ago. Are you going to continue to beat them up for that today? That was 2011. This is 2016. At what point are you going to let it go so you all can move forward?
That's right. That's right.
Let it go. Let's deal in the present moment. They are more mature financially. You are more mature financially, and let's move forward financially on a successful path so we can all live the good life, because that's what it's all about. Number 11 is setting expectations for things before they happen. Let's face it, the imagination loves to wander, and in most cases it wanders to create expectations far grander than even humanly possible. Kenneth, when we talk about financial planning and goal setting, we want to set small, attainable goals that will lead to a grand outcome, right?
Absolutely. They need to be measurable and trackable. You want to think big, but you also want to be realistic. If not, you'll get discouraged off of setting yourself up for a goal that wasn't kind of realistic, because you can't go a lot of times unless, depending on your industry. But if I'm in an industry where, let's say, for example, I'll use a lawn care business. I'm just starting out, and I want to do residential yards. I probably wouldn't want to forecast $1 million the first year. I'm a one-man operation just starting out. Now, year 3 or 5, and I'm now doing commercial lawn care for major strip malls and developments. So I wouldn't set myself up to be discouraged, but I give up. So we want to be able to kind of have those small steps that lead up to the big ones, and each small milestone will give you encouragement when you check that thing off the list and say, you know what, I did that. Now you're excited to after the second one.
And pat yourself on the back. How many times do we not give ourselves credit for something? That's one of the things I struggle with. I don't give myself credit. And my friends are like, Eileen, look what you've accomplished. I'm like, okay, but I can still do more. They were like, take a moment.
I'm the same way, Eileen.
Like, seriously, they're like, take a moment, breathe. Like, you've had a radio show on the air for over a year. Like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I have. Okay, but I need to go do this, this, and this. They're like, okay, just take a moment and like appreciate that. We need to take a moment and appreciate the things that we've done. Lay in your bed, lay on the sofa, take a look around your house. Everybody doesn't have that. All the stuff that you look around and see, everybody doesn't have that. Take a moment and look around and appreciate the things that you have. Be grateful. Number 12, looking for someone perfect. And it's funny because I was, I took the collectiveevolution.com article and I was applying it to financial things. And nothing is perfect. And Kenneth, a lot of times you tell us, to diversify because nothing's perfect. So how important is it for us to diversify our not our spending, but our savings?
Yeah, our savings and also our life. You want to have a plan B, a plan C, because life brings challenges at times, and we know that. So since we know that, you want to be able to have a backup plan. They used to call it a rainy day plan. So you want to have a A, a B, and a C in place because life will happen. And you see it all the time as you're going down the roads. I look at people, sometimes they may have a flat tire or maybe broke down. I'm like, man, I actually pray for them because I'm like, I've been there, done that. And thank God it wasn't me today. Because that's never a good time for that to happen. Or you may need to brake so the battery comes on your dashboard for the car. And you're like, oh, my God, I can't believe this is happening. So you want to be able to plan, understand that's a part of life. But that's why every day we stay focused on our goals because we'll be prepared for anything that is unforeseen.
And if Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt can have Plan B, and for y'all who know them, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, their production company is called Plan B. Hello. If they have a plan B, you need a plan B.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't their production company called Plan B? Yes, because they have a plan B. They have 6 kids, y'all. Don't play around. They have Plan B. Number 13, trying to be someone that you're not, whether it's the impact or popular opinion, once again, or simply the preference of someone you are trying to impress. We are never doing ourselves a favor when we try to become someone else. Stop trying to be someone that you're not. And, sometimes you have to get a financial planner, Kenneth Barnes, and, stop going off of everybody's financial advice that they give you at Christmas dinner table. Go to someone who knows what they're doing, someone that's proven, someone that has, created the good life for themselves. They've stumbled. Kenneth has told his story on this show more than once. He said, you know what? I was that guy who bought those tennis shoes and thought I was cool and realized, oh, wait, that is not the good life. He has turned the corner. He is creating the good life so many others. So stop trying to be someone that you're not. Stop listening to everybody else. Find somebody who knows what they're talking about, Kenneth Barnes, and move yourself forward on that road to success. Kenneth?
Absolutely. Guys, it's so important because a lot of people give away advice, tons of it. But you got to be a filter. You got to say, okay, what have they created? What's their result? And sometimes let that filter right out. And some things you keep. So because I keep an open mind, but I'm always like a filter. But I always, even right now, I'm looking for some new contractors and also a couple of new real estate attorneys just to put on our team. But I'm going to get referrals from other successful investors to refer to give me the attorneys. I'm not going to just take anybody's word on who to go with or contractors. I want to find out. Matter of fact, I would prefer to find them on job sites working for other developers. That way I can see exactly their work, how they roll, and not just hear a great presentation.
There you go. And we have a couple more, so I'm going to start reeling them in together. 14, beating yourself up. Stop beating yourself up. As insulting as another person can be, there is no one capable of being more vicious to ourselves than ourselves. On Wellness Wednesday, I play the track of the motivation. They said, there's the enemy inside you is far worse than anybody else. If there's no enemy within you, the enemy outside of you can do you no harm. I can't even get it out. If there's no enemy within you, the enemy outside you can do you no harm. because you have peace within yourself. We need to find peace within ourselves and stop beating ourselves up for some financial mistakes and move forward. Number 15, living predominantly in the digital world. We all love the digital world, but sometimes you got to put the pen to the paper, do the budget so you can live the good life. And number 16, Kenneth, I'm putting them all together so you can comment. Just reading and not doing. As amazing as books, quotes, articles, and all these things, budgets, if we don't put our budget into action, nothing is going to happen. We have to start putting it into action. Kenneth.
Use your phone and technology as your weapon and as a major asset, because it is, if you use it effectively. iPhone, Samsung, whatever tool, smartphone you have, you want to get a smartphone. Use it as your weapon, and also take the action steps from the information. Even if you're not reading books, you listen to The Good Life, you're getting great knowledge. Implement those things, and you'll win.
You'll win. Print out your budget, y'all. Once you have it on technology, print it out so you can look at it, like put it in your bathroom and be like, I can only spend $25 today. That is The Good Life. We are here on Money Monday. It is the year of the yes. I am here with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. We are opening your mind to living differently in the world. Generational wealth, y'all, because that is The Good Life. I'll see y'all tomorrow on Relationship Tuesday.